used to have a lot of like pre-morning disturbances when I was a really young kid, like nightmares, and I just wake up and I'd be crying, or all I could articulate was that there were horses involved. And then one day, it must have been, maybe 4 o'clock in the morning, I sensed a presence in the room, like a dark shadow across the room. And, I just kind of let it go, I think, but I feel like as the light seeped into the room and shapes started to take form, I started to realize that this dark thing was still there, and it was starting to come into shape. It was a large, beautiful horse, black, young, and I recognized him. He was a racehorse that my parents owned. They weren't able to race him because he was too wild and crazy. And he was fast enough, but wasn't tame enough. So he was bred for his speed. Hey everybody.
New York.
Welcome back.
Is about people
It's the last part of the
living
show.
next to each other.
Here we go.
And if you play an instrument, a musical instrument, you're going to have to be open to the fact that your neighbors might have to go to work while you want to practice your instrument, right? And that's always been a big, big problem to me. Yeah. So anyway, I was living down on Grand Street, on the Lower East Side, by the way, and the same situation was obtained. People living in the apartment over me. And I had a problem because, as I said, I'm a very sensitive person, okay? I don't like to bother people. And, I don't like to cause people discomfort. And, of course, that was basically the problem. So, this is your microphone right here.
Thank you. I'm supposed to tell a story. I got about 50, you know that. I have a lot of. So I was sitting, and I'm getting ideas from what you're saying. But anyway, but mostly, I'm here to sing. But I will say this: I'm a little girl from Ohio. So how does a little girl from Ohio get up on a stage? And I'm kind of old. Nobody's old, but when you get 8-0, then for anybody here 8-0 knows there's something about 8-0. I got to tell you.
So I happened to be walking one day, and I was walking in the neighborhood of Delancey Street, right? And it was, so I was walking. I was walking sort of up towards the bridge that goes over to Brooklyn. And I saw the steps leading up to the bridge, and I just, I thought, I hadn't really thought about it before, so I walked over. I walked up the steps, and there in front of me was this big expanse of the bridge, right? And just, wow, there were trains coming by, automobile traffic, and below them was the river. And there were boats coming up and down the East River. And it occurred to me that this would be the perfect place for me to bring my horn and practice in perfect peace. I wouldn't be disturbing anybody, and I could blow as long as I wanted, as hard as I wanted, And I had basically taken a sabbatical at that time. So I'd go up there day and night, and I'd, nobody'd bother you. New York is a very cosmopolitan town. People walk by, they hear somebody playing saxophone, they don't even give a hoot, they just keep going by. So let's see, okay. So I'd be there, and I took my friends up there sometimes. And it was just a gift from heaven, And I stayed up on that bridge until being discovered up there by a jazz writer who happened to be living in Brooklyn and was walking across the bridge, and he knew that I was on sabbatical and had disappeared from the music scene. So he wrote this story. And the news got out, oh, Sonny's on the bridge. And it actually, you know what, it turned out to be a very romantic story. This lone musician on the bridge with the New York skyline and the boats going underneath. And sometimes I'd blow my horn at the boats and they'd blow it back at me. Yeah. It was really magical. But eventually, you know, I had to come back to work. But you know, I still went there to practice. And man, I'm telling you, that was a really high point in my life. I mean, I'm eternally grateful for my whole career. I'm grateful that I'm paid to make art, to play my saxophone. I'm grateful that I'm able to make a living and make beautiful music. And by the way, I had a nook in the bridge where I couldn't be seen at all. Cars that go by, trains. So if they heard me, they couldn't see me. So it was just a perfectly private spot. And that's my bridge story. Thank you.
So let's do it. I will say that I will end with a poem that I actually wrote. Because when you're singing and playing free music, there's no words, right?
Why he came back that morning was that something happened years ago. Before that, I must have been 5, 6 years old, and we were out visiting the farm, the ranch where this horse was kept, and we were having dinner with the people that lived there. I was outside by the corral, and somebody thought it'd be a funny thing to put me on Star's back. That was the horse's name, Star. So anyway, off the horse went. You know, it was in a corral, and bam, all of a sudden, this horse is running around in circles, going crazy. and people are going crazy and they're yelling. And I remember some people were saying, like, jump off. And others were like, hang on, I heard both at the same time. And I eventually just fell off. And I think he had pounded up the ground pretty well. It wasn't that hard, so I was okay. But, I had forgotten that event. And yet, here I was having these kind of nightmares about horses, And one morning, there he was. And he was gone. I always wondered about that horse, I mean, it wasn't his fault that somebody did that.
And one night, I felt the urge to do words. And this came to me. Sometimes I wonder sometimes I think I know. Sometimes I'm sure I don't know.
Well, that's it. It's the whole thing. New York Jazz Stories. Take care till the next time. See ya.
I think I ought to know. Meister Eckhart said, this I know, that the only way to live is like the rose, which lives without a why. Sometimes I know I need not know. That I know I need not know. Sometimes I wish I knew. Sometimes I just don't care. But mostly I wonder. Mostly I wonder. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you so much.